Hi guys, so for today's video, we're gonna be making our own tasty bread, freshly baked from our kitchen. So let's get started. We need 1 cup of warm water, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, 3 cups of bread flour, and 2 teaspoons of yeast. For this one, let's measure 3 cups of flour. Huwag mong itataktak yung flour so it's not dense, so it's still light and fluffy and you get the right measurement. We have 1/4 cup of sugar. We have 2 teaspoons of yeast. We have 1 teaspoon of salt, but do not put it together with the yeast and sugar because the salt will gonna kill the yeast and we don't like that. So we mix it first. And now we put our liquid ingredients. First, let's make a well in the middle and let's measure 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. And then now our 1 cup of warm water. Make sure it's just warm and not hot because the hot water will kill the yeast and we don't like that. And yes, I forgot to put the hook in the mixer. You will know if it's ready. Well, in my case, I usually put it like about 5 minutes to 8 minutes to 12 minutes, depends on how well they are incorporated already. And so this is done. Let's remove it from its container, from its mixing bowl. Let's put flour in our working surface so it doesn't stick much. Okay, let's give it a little bit of massage and let's put oil in our mixing container and let's wait until an hour when it doubles up. Now let's put vegetable oil in our container, just a little bit, just to cover up the thing. And let's put our dough and cover it with a clean cloth and put it in an area that is quite warm. So in my case, I put it inside our oven. For now, after an hour, let's take the dough. It doubles up. Let's take the dough. Remove it from its container. Alright, there you go. Clean up your container. Don't waste. Scrape it off. And so take your container. So this is the one that I'm gonna be using for baking. This recipe is actually good for 1 big loaf, but I don't have a big pan, so I'm gonna use the normal one and put 75% on the big one and 25% of the remaining on the smaller container. Let's give it a little bit of massage. Yep, need it. And so for this one, I decided to cut it into 75% and 25%. So the bigger one, I'm gonna put in a bigger container. And then for this one, I divided into 3. And then the small one, just 1 piece. And they are ready for proofing. And after 30 minutes, and yes, they are ready for baking. Let's put them back inside and set the temperature, and let's start baking. And now let's see. Oh wow! They browned so well. Good job. Let's put them first in a cooling rack to cool them down. Oh wow, nicely brown. They tan so well. And yes, I cannot wait for it to cool down fully, so I would like to try it now. It feels crispy on the outside, but super soft on the inside. Okay, let's have a look. How is it? Very good. Then let's cut a slice to try. It's so soft. As you can see, it's not yet fully cooled down, so it shrink. If you are like me, who grew up with a freshly baked bread in the morning when you wake up when you were a child, you will love this recipe because it's plain and you can do a lot of things. You can do sandwich, you can do a lot of toppings for this one. And yes, I want more butter on my bread. It's so tasty. If you're like me, when you grew up with a freshly baked bread in the morning, and now you can make your own bread, it's so good. It's so good. I'm speechless. The butter melts in the bread. The bread is warm. It's so good.